All right, breaking news out of Chicago. This involves the police officer who was charged with first-degree murder. Moments ago, bond set at $1.5 million for Officer Jason Van Dyke. Dash camera video, you'll remember, it was just released last week of this 2014 shooting of the 17-year-old Laquan McDonald, shot 16 times in a matter of 15 seconds. CNN's Rosa Flores just in the courtroom where this bond was announced. Rosa, we know that he has been charged with first-degree murder. He hasn't entered a plea yet, has he?
Well, let me take you inside the courtroom, Poppy, because I just left the courtroom when the judge decided that bond was set at $1.5 million. Jason Van Dyke entered the courtroom shackled by his hands and his feet, and he faced a judge. And of course, the judge asked for the viewing of that graphic video that everybody has been talking about that has triggered protests here in Chicago. So after a little while, because there were some technical difficulties, and I was in the spillover room with some of the people there that are Laquan McDonald supporters. Some of them say that they know the family. And so there was a lot of tense moments as everybody waited for the judge to actually view this video on a laptop. Soon thereafter, the state asked the judge to keep bond at no bond, like we had heard during the initial bond hearing. And then the defense attorney for Jason Van Dyke said, you know what, Judge, this defendant is not a flight risk. He said he will not be performing in his duty as a former police officer in Chicago. He says he does not have a criminal background. And in this country, he said, everyone is innocent until proven guilty, and that bond should not be punitive. Shortly thereafter, the judge decided that bond would be set at $1.5 million. And a lot of people in the crowd where I was, they didn't quite understand because the microphone muffled. So a lot of them didn't quite even know that bond was actually set. They thought that bond was not set, that bond was denied like in the original hearing. I caught up with a few people once they realized that of course, made them sad and upset. So we don't know exactly what's going to happen now, Poppy, because as you know, protests were triggered because of the release of this video, and now that this police officer could indeed post bail, then he could be back out on the street.